And finally, in a nightclub in Chicago, in the dying days of disco, a new kind of dance music caught the imagination of clubbers. House music took its name from the club The Warehouse. The name of the DJ behind it, Frankie Knuckles. Well, today his influence over 3 decades of dance tracks was remembered and celebrated after news of his death at the age of 59. Richard Pallow reports on the musical genius who got a generation on its feet.
He is someone you may not have heard of. His music, however, you will have, and you may well have danced to it too. Frankie Knuckles was a pioneer. People still argue who created blues or rock and roll, but there is no doubt who began this musical revolution. His night at the Warehouse Club in Chicago in the late 70s saw disco, synth and soul music fused, remixing everyone from Michael Jackson to Madonna. And most of the tunes that top the top 40 these days owe their success to him.
We've had pretty much non-stop national chart #1 electronic music releases week in, week out. And to think, without any exaggeration and any sort of feeling a little bit over sentimental, it pretty much owes it to what Frankie Knuckles started roughly 30 years ago.
Knuckles had long-standing problems with diabetes and indeed had a foot amputated several years ago. Yet he continued to be found in the DJ booth. This was him last Saturday in London at what would be his final ever performance.
The main room where he played was just incredible, and he was on top form as ever, both in what he played and a tremendous gentleman and lovely guy to be around. So terribly sad 72 hours later that he's no longer with us.
As long as I got you.
So next time you listen to the charts and hear a song like the current #2, just remember who was #1. Richard Pallow, ITV News.